right, so today we're going to be focusing on the shoulder joint. Um, and it's a little bit misleading actually to call it a joint because the joint itself, the shoulder joint, is better kind of understood as a shoulder girdle, which encompasses the collarbone. Weird, right? Think about the collarbone, the ribs, the humerus, arm bone, and the scapula, and the thoracic spine. We don't even want to just think about it as one side. You want to think about it as this being connected past here into this. Okay? So the girdle, you could imagine literally from one arm past collarbone to collarbone, past the sternum into the other arm. And you could think about it going around the back as well. So from the arm bone, the shoulder blade, the back of the spine, up into the neck, and into the opposite arm. So it's helpful to think about your arms almost being one connected unit across your body. So we don't want to think about it as something that's just kind of hanging out there isolated, if that makes sense. So a little brief picture, just so that you can visualize a tiny little bit. Um, this is from my anatomy book. I don't know if that's too bright. Okay, that might look like a whole bunch of nothing, but that is your arm bone, your humerus. Yep. Then we have the scapula, that's the shoulder blade, that's the cup, the socket of the ball and socket joints. That thing back there is actually part of your scapula as well. It's called your acromion. And this thing up top here is part of your collarbone. So the white stuff that you saw there was all ligamentous tissue. Um, There's a whole bunch of ligaments going on there, but the shoulder joint itself is one of the only joints in the body, in fact, the only joint in the body, that sacrifices stability for mobility. So there's no other joint in the body that we can do this with. It's really just the most mobile joint. So that means that with the shoulder, muscular balance is really, really important to keep the head of the humerus inside that socket. Okay, I'm not going to go too much more into anatomy, but if you have any more questions, I could literally talk about it for hours. So please feel free to ask any questions about the anatomy of the shoulder. So for today's session, I want to focus mostly on shoulder mobility. So finding a little bit more balance throughout the shoulder joint in terms of, I guess, muscular length. So let's find a position together to start. You'll probably be familiar with all of these positions. I'll angle myself a little bit, not completely on the mat. We're going to come into child's pose, basically, or shell stretch. So knees wide, big toes to touch. And we're going to just walk our arms forward, press your chest down towards the ground, and allow your forehead to rest on the mat. Let's take a few moments here to, first of all, just check in with our breathing. Allow your elbows to rest on the floor. So we're kind of passive in this position. And take a few moments here to feel as you breathe in, your diaphragm and your belly expand on your inner thighs as you take your breath in. As we exhale, we want to exhale ideally out through the mouth with a little bit of resistance to the exhale. So maybe a shh or a tss or a closed mouth nasal exhale is nice as well. So for now, just breathing, just being here on the ground and feeling the breath expand into the belly. How does this relate into the shoulder? Well, our abdominal muscles, the muscles that expand when we breathe, these muscles that you feel expand on your inner thighs as you take your breath in. Our abs actually have a fascial or interconnective tissue connection to some of our shoulder muscles. So the better you're breathing, the better your shoulder's going to move as well. Okay. Keep your breathing nice and steady. You're going to just move those arms or extend our arms a little bit further out in front of us, lifting the elbows off of the floor. We're going to turn this into a little bit more of an active stretch. So you want to reach the arms forward like you're pushing the ground forward and away. Feel your armpits lengthen. Yeah, literally extending out through those arms. Nice. And then we're not passive through the hands, we're pushing the ground forward and away. Nice. See if you can press the ground a little bit more forward and away. Feel how your shoulder blades glide up towards your ears. It's important in these moments. I mean, this is kind of like being in a handstand, right? Your shoulder blades are elevated up towards your ears. We want that. Slowly move both of your arms over towards the left-hand side of the mat. So we come into a side bend. So we're going to take, obviously, both arms over towards the left. Try to keep your right sit bone in contact with the right heel and reach the fingertips of the right hand as far over towards that left corner as you can get them. So if you had to think about from the tips of your fingers all the way down to that right sit bone, the tips of the fingers of your right hand, and you trace a line past the wrist, past the elbow, past the shoulder blade, past the rib cage, down into the sit bone on that right hand side. You could imagine all that interconnective tissue. If you've got a tight shoulder, how that might link into tightness in the lower back. And then slowly walk hands over to the other side. So both arms over towards the right. Again, feeling that left sit bone reach back towards the left heel. But we're reaching the left fingertips as far along that diagonal line as we can get. Breathing into the left side of the lungs. Stretching the outer shoulder. Some muscles that you might feel stretching here that may be familiar, your lats. Brilliant. And then let's bring it all the way back to center. We're going to come up onto all fours. Okay, so of course we just stretch through the side. We're going to take ourselves into a little bit of an extension place here. So knees underneath the hips. You're going to walk your hands further forward and you're going to take our chest down to the floor. This is called puppy pose. So the hallmark of, yes, you know this. I've missed you. So we're going to have the knees underneath the hip joints and then we're pressing the chest towards the ground. The idea here is to try to open up the armpit angle, really, really stretching the fingertips forward. Some people are able to get the chin to the ground as well. But if that feels uncomfortable, you can keep your forehead on the mat. Think about pressing your fingertips forward and away, like you want to stretch your armpit angle. Nice. Keep breathing down into the low belly. Take one more breath here. Very nice. Slowly walk your hands back. And we're going to keep our hands directly underneath the shoulders now. Okay. From here, we're coming into thread the needle, but we're going to stay at the bottom position. So I'm going to take my right arm and reach it up towards the sky, opening up on an inhale. And on the exhale, I'm going to take my right arm down and we're going to stay down. Okay, so stay low in that position. Nice. Okay, so we want to try and aim to feel a stretch at the back of the right shoulder, the back of that bottom shoulder. Your left hand, see if you can reach it forward. Stretch it towards the top of your mat. Even more. So see if you can actually extend that left arm completely out towards the top of the mat in front of you. Yeah, exactly. Tuck your chin gently towards your throat. So hopefully you feel a bit of a stretch happening at the back of the right shoulder. Some muscles that you might be stretching that may be familiar here: infraspinatus, teres major. So part of your rotator cuff, these muscles provide stability into the shoulder. Let's take one more breath. See if you can reach that left arm a little bit further forward. Big inhale into the right rib cage. And then slowly bring yourself all the way back up. Nice. Onto all fours. Well done. Okay, let's go straight over to the other side. So big inhale, left arm rises up. Nice. Exhale, close it down. Just stay at the bottom. And then right arm reaches forward to the top of the mat. The breath is quite important here, so we're breathing and targeting that inhalation into the lower left side of the ribs. And excuse me, frog in the throat. If you could think about squeezing the left shoulder blade back and down just a little bit, so that left shoulder blade glides down into the floor, you might get a little bit more sensation. Let's take one more breath here. And then slowly bring yourself all the way out of it. Nice. From that position, we're going to come into a gentle cat-cow. So with this cat-cow, we're going to ripple up through the spine, starting by tucking the tailbone under, drawing the belly in, rounding through the middle, upper, back. Yes, good. Very nice. Let your head relax down. Take a big deep breath into the back line of the lungs. So fill the back line. And then you're going to slowly drag your heart forward, send your pubic bone back, pull your heart through. Nice. Now here, in terms of shoulder activation, we want to, it's called an isometric contraction. I'm pulling without moving. I want to drag the heels of my hands back towards my sit bones and pull my heart forward and through. Nice. Good. So you want to feel the muscles of your back really, really switch on. Inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to press the ground forward and away, scoop the belly in and up. Nice. Good. Real articulation of the spine to round it. Good. And then inhale, pull the heart through. Nice. Stay in that extension. We're going to take our right arm and open it out towards the right-hand side. So you're in that extended camel pose. Right arm reaches out. And then you're going to round through the spine, give yourself a big hug. Take that right hand, wrap it around towards the left rib cage. Breathe into the back of the right shoulder. And then inhale, open it up. Nice. Good. Exhale, push the ground away and round. Good. Let the head drop. Keep your left shoulder on top of the left wrist. Take one more. Inhale, open. And exhale, hug. Good. And right hand comes down. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Left arm reaches out to the side. Exhale, press the ground away through the right arm. Give yourself a big hug. Take an inhale into the back of the left shoulder. Right shoulder on top of right wrist. Inhale, open. Nice. Exhale, pull or tuck and round. Nice. Last 2. So today, not really about the burniness, more about just the motion and the mobility. Take one more. Inhale to open. Good. And exhale to close. Nice. All right. We're coming into something called a sleeper stretch. It's probably one of the most uncomfortable shoulder stretches that you can do, but it's a great one if you really get tight in the back of your shoulders. So we're going to lie on, let's take my microphone there, on our right hand side on the ground. Okay, if you want a pillow for your head, you can always grab a pillow. So once you're on the right hand side on the ground, I'm going to take my bottom arm, the one that's on the ground. I'm going to take my, let's say, if you're on your right hand side, you're stretching your right arm. Your left hand is going to grab the palm or just above the palm. So we're not forcing the wrist joint down, we're above the wrist joint. And you're going to start to press your forearm towards the floor. Wow, Joel. Do that again. Come up. Wow. Oh, other way. So we're not going back. You're going, I was like, how did you do that? Okay, that way. Yeah. So you're taking your hand towards your knees. Yeah. And you want to feel, first of all, check there's a 90-degree angle here. Elbow to shoulder. I'm at 90 degrees. So my elbow's not there. My elbow's not there. My elbow is like in line with my shoulder. And then you're taking it down. Yes. And you should feel quite an intense stretch around the shoulder capsule. Good. How are we feeling there? It should give you quite a lot of, I don't know, maybe not the most comfortable place in the whole world. Okay. Press down a little bit more. Yep. Nice. And then you're going to release that stretch. Take both arms, reach them out long in front of you. Knees are stacked. And we're going to draw a rainbow up overhead. So we're going to take our top arm, left arm, stretch it forward. We're going to reach up, up, open, and around. See if you can get that right shoulder blade to thread a little bit further through. And then up, 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 and forward. Good. We take it up, 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 and open. Nice. So the aim here is to open up through the front of the chest a little bit, especially through the front of the left shoulder. So we're stretching, if you do get a stretch at the front of the left shoulder, those are your pecs, pec major, pec minor, and anterior deltoid, so the one of the big movers of the shoulder. Last time, open up. Good, and then close it all the way back down. Great job. Bring yourself up. Let's switch over to the other side. Nice. All right. So coming down onto your right hand side. Okay. Bottom elbow, left elbow, 90 degrees with the shoulder. And we're going to take the palm and push it towards the knees. The palm faces down towards the floor. Good. So this motion of the shoulder here is internal rotation. Yeah, good. Not the funnest place to be. Holding here. Let's take about 3 more breaths. You want to feel a decent enough stretch, so keep pressing down enough that you feel a decent stretch happening there. Okay, 1 more breath. And then slowly release. Send your arms long out in front of you like you're diving into a swimming pool. You're going to inhale, stretch your right arm over in relation to the left. Exhale, circle that right arm up and around. You want to twist your chest a little bit towards the sky. Take a big inhale into the front of the right shoulder. And exhale to close it down. So we're keeping the knees stacked. That right knee stays on top of the left. Big inhale into the front of the right shoulder. And close it down. Nice. Going for about 2 more. Great job. And last time, open up. Well done. And close it all the way back down. Great work. Bring yourself up. Nice. Okay, and we're going to take a seat for a beat. Placing your feet on the ground, flat in front of you, your hands back behind you. So, like that. So, we're going to open through the front of the chest and squeeze the shoulder blades together through a little bit of like an intermediate bridge. So, fingertips pointing back behind you. I like that, but some people prefer the fingertips pointing forwards. You can choose depending on how your shoulders feel. Lift the chest, engage the abdominals, take an inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to tuck the pelvis under, press down into those feet, and lift the pelvis up. So try to think about your shoulders in this position. We want to squeeze the shoulder blades together horizontally along our back. We want to open as much as we can through the front of the chest, claw the fingertips into the earth, and maybe you can do little rocks from side to side, from shoulder to shoulder. So you're just transferring the weight from shoulder to shoulder. Yep, feeling that stretch at the front. Good. Keep breathing. 5, 4, nice. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Sit the booty back down. Okay, do we have a foam roller or a little squishy ball maybe nearby? Yes, amazing. Also, if the zoom cuts out, just log straight back in again. It's the exact same thing. Just press the join button again. If the zoom kicks us out, it might do that in about 5 minutes or so. All right, so grabbing your foam roller or whatever you've got, I just chose the roller, you can use squishy ball. You're going to take it onto the thoracic spine, your booty on the ground, hands back behind you, cradling the base of the skull in your hands. So this is all about thoracic spine mobility. Again, it's all connected. We're going to slowly take an inhale to extend back over the ball. Stay there and try to reach your elbows back towards the floor. So we want to open the chest as much as we can here. Send the elbows back towards the ground. Take a big inhale, and on the exhale, come forward, rounding through the upper back. Good. And you can close the elbows in towards the face. Nice. Inhale, open up the chest, extend back. Open the elbows towards the ground. Exhale, come forward. Nice. So the more movement we have in our upper back, the healthier our shoulders will be. Oftentimes, people who have really stiff upper backs, their shoulder blades get stuck. And as soon as your shoulder blade is stuck, your arm is going to lose range of motion. So a lot of the time, if we have shoulder problems, well, for me, every single time, if someone's got shoulder problems, I'm going to be looking at their upper back and I'm going to be looking at their shoulder blades before I even take a second to look at the actual ball and socket. Last 2, inhale to open, exhale to close, and last time, inhale to open. Nice. And exhale to close. Great job. We're going to come off of that position. We're not staying too long in these places because we're just mobilizing. Take your ball or your foam roller, whatever it is that you've got. So if it's a ball, you're going to do one arm at a time. Actually, you can do both. Place your hands on the ball, narrow. Yep, or on the roller, nice and narrow. And you're going to move your booty back, and you're going to press your chest down towards the floor. Kind of like that puppy pose, but now our hands are close together, okay? So try to get your chest towards the ground, try to get your nose towards the ground. You've got pressure in the hands, and then bring yourself all the way back up. Nice, good job. Draw the belly to the spine, and then we're going to dive back down. Roll it away. Nice. Keep those hands narrow. And then bring it all the way back up. Good. Belly to spine. 2 to go. Take it down. Take a big inhale at the bottom. And draw it up. Last time. And press it down. Keeping those hands nice and narrow. Stay down on this one. And we're going to do little rocks of the chest from side to side. On the ball, it might be a little smaller. The ball is great because you're adding a proprioceptive element there. You have to balance it. You have to work a little harder. Little rocks of the ribs side to side. Good. Going for 4, 3, nice. 2, and 1. Yeah, exactly. Nice, Paula. Good. And then bring it up. Fantastic. Okay. Well done. Place your roller to one side, and we're going to grab a hold of our TheraBand. So it's probably going to kick us out in a second. Literally, it's going to be like 30 seconds. So we may as well just wait and then come back in. Are we doing okay so far? Nice, nice. Do you feel a little bit going on in the shoulders? Awesome. It's saying less than a minute. There we go. Maybe I'll upgrade again, but I don't know. All right, let's join back in a sec. Nice. Here we go. Okay. Opens in. Okay. There we are. Welcome again. Sorry about that. It's like 17 euros a month, and I'm like, I'm not going to pay that just for once a month. Do you know what I mean? Okay, let's see where the others are. Exactly. There she is. But I think I need to get my timing a little better to get this to make a bit more sense. Okay, there's Paula. Okay, Heather. That's not too bad. Guess that wasn't too much of a rigmarole. If there was more people, then it would be a problem. Okay, sorry about that. There we go. Mute all. Phew. Welcome again. All right, so we're going to grab our TheraBand. We're going to stick with the theme of what we've been doing before. Opening up through the side mostly and opening up through the front because that's generally where we have the most issues. So you're going to take our TheraBand in a kneeling position. If you prefer to sit or if you want to stand, that's totally fine. Okay. So find a comfortable-ish seated or kneeling position, or again, you can stand if you'd like to. And we're going to take the TheraBand in an overgrip. You're going to reach your arms up towards the sky. Now, as soon as the arms go up, there's a compensation that happens a lot when we have the arms up there. We want to push the ribs forward. Try not to do that. Keep the rib cage to pelvis connection at the front of the body. Even more, see if you can actually engage your tummy muscles. Nice. Now slowly from here, we're going to reach our right arm up towards the sky, but really, really reach it up, and left arm is going to pull down, 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 down towards the ground. Good. Keep the sit bones equally grounded. If you are seated in a kneeling position like me, sit bones stay on the bum, and you're going to take a little deeper side bend over towards that left hand side. Reach your right arm up even more. Squeeze your left shoulder blade back and down. Good. Tuck your chin towards your throat. Magnetize your skull back towards the wall behind you. Nice. So you've got a peach between your chin and your chest. Good job. And then you're going to slowly let left arm come up, up, up. Punch the sky so left shoulder blade is elevated. We're going to pull the right arm down. Right shoulder blade squeezes back and down. Left shoulder blade punches up towards the sky. We're side bending to the right. Left sit bone stays grounded. Tuck the chin back towards your throat. Take big inhale into the left side of the lungs. And then bring yourself all the way back. Nice. One more each side. Right arm reaches up. Left arm pulls down. Good. Staying there. See if you can really squeeze left shoulder blade down. Pull and elevate right shoulder blade up. Now staying in this position, right arm, see if you can draw the teeniest tiny little circle on the ceiling. So this circle, if you can visualize it, is coming from the ball and socket joint. So you can actually feel, literally like a pestle and mortar when you're grinding herbs. Looks exactly the same. The arm bone plugs into the shoulder blade. Good. Reverse the circle, opposite way. Good. Try to really control that circle. Keep reaching up, up, up. Punch the sky. 3, 2, 1, and then slowly release. Left arm comes up. Right arm pulls down. Nice. Punch the sky with the left. Squeeze right shoulder blade back and down. And we're going to do a little circle. Yeah. Engage your tummy muscles a little bit more. And see how maybe that a little bit of tummy muscle activation helps you to control the circle a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. Reverse direction. 5, 4. Good job. 3, 2, 1. And then bring right arm up and relax. Shake out the shoulders. Good job. Very, very nice. Okay, last little bit with the TheraBand. For now, we're going to take a seat. You've definitely done this with me before. So we're going to activate the muscles between the shoulder blades. Postural muscles called your rhomboids, your middle traps. These muscles are responsible for squeezing the shoulder blades together. So this is another thing. People lose this. People who have shoulder issues, they lose the ability to retract the shoulder blades and squeeze them horizontally without elevating them. So that's what we're going to practice. We're going to lengthen through the crown of the head, tuck the chin back, and then we're going to pull our elbows back towards the wall behind us. As soon as those elbows go back, watch that you don't go here. Okay, so we want to keep, so I'm exaggerating my shoulders to my ears. We want to keep the shoulder blades away from the ears and squeeze them together, like you had a pencil between the shoulder blades and you would just squeeze that pencil between them. Tuck the chin back, lengthen through the crown of the head, and pull your ribs, your lower ribs, down through your body. Good. Imagine your elbows wanted to actually meet each other along the back. Try to find more length through the spine. And then slowly release. Nice. Inhale. Exhale to pull. Good. Elbows squeeze together and low, like they want to meet each other behind your back in your back pockets. Tuck the chin back. Feel that you got equal weight in your sitting bones. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Nice. And then slowly release. Good job. Try for 3 more here. Pull. Open the collarbones, lower ribs draw back, lengthen through the crown, peach between the chin and the chest. See if you can draw the elbows closer towards each other behind your back and back down towards the floor. And release. Okay, last time. And pull. Shoulder blades draw back and down. Good. Lower ribs, lengthen through the crown. Try and squeeze the elbows closer in towards each other. And then slowly release it. Very nice. Good job. Okay. Staying in a seated position. Whatever you like. I'm going to go cross-legged. If you need an elevation under your bum, then grab it. Okay, if you like to sit onto something. I know you who are with me right now are very mobile people, but not like the rest of the world is usually not. So if you need to sit on something, then please do. All right, so from here, we're going to let's take our left arm across the body. So these are familiar stretches. Okay, so left arm across the body. We want to squeeze the shoulder blade back and down. So as soon as you got that connection, I'm holding above the elbow joint. It doesn't really matter so much, but holding above the elbow joint, and then shoulder blade squeezes down. Keep that position. Nice. And then tuck your chin back towards your throat. So we should feel a stretch again at the back of the shoulder here. Big deep breaths into the back of the shoulder. Nice. Maybe pull a little bit closer if you can. And then slowly release. You're going to take that same arm, you're going to thread that hand behind you and see if you can get the back of your palm into the right side of your waist. And then you're going to interlock all 10 fingers along that side. So I'm holding my own hand. Yeah, nice. All right, once you've got that, see if you can really sit up tall. Tuck the chin back towards the throat, and imagine the back of your head was like if you're sitting in the car, you're using your headrest in the car. Good. And then right ear towards right shoulder. So, of course, this is more like a neck stretch position, but some of the muscles that you're stretching here attach onto the shoulder blade, specifically a muscle called your levator scapula. It pulls that shoulder up when it gets cold, and your upper traps as well. Gently draw your chin down towards your right armpit. And we can draw little circles here with the chin as well. Tiny little circles. As you draw the little circle, you might notice different stretch sensations appear over the neck. Yeah, exactly. Nice, Alessia, exploring it. Good. Yeah, even taking that chin up high. If you take the chin high up, you'll feel a stretch more at the front into this. These are your anterior scalenes and your sternocleidomastoid. Nice. Okay. And release that. Shake it out. Well done. Yeah. Other side. So right arm across. And then once you're there, you want to squeeze the shoulder blade back and down. Tuck the chin back. And then take nice big deep breaths into the back of the right shoulder. Maybe pull it a little bit closer if you can. Well done. Nice. Then you're going to take that arm around and into the lower left side, interlocking your fingers. Paula, did you do, I think maybe when I just saw you move, you were on that one. So go to this one. Or you can stay in this one and then you do the neck exploration. Yeah. Open through the front of the chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back and down. So you want as much openness here as possible, and that's happening by you squeezing your shoulder blades together. Nice. And then left ear towards left shoulder. Nice. And then just explore it here as well. And I think, Alessia, I can see you doing it as well. Just relaxing your jaw. So separating your teeth, separating your lips. Nice. And explore it. Sometimes chin up gives you more than chin down. this. And then let's slowly release it. There's one more stretch that I'd like to do. Hopefully that's okay. We're going to come down onto the chest. Last stretch again for the front line. It's probably the deepest stretch. Um, and you've definitely done it with me before. So we're coming down onto the tummy. And this stretch is for your pecs, okay? Again, your pec major and pec minor. Let's take our left elbow out to the side, and again, my elbow and my shoulder in a 90-degree angle, okay? The aim of the game here is to keep the front of the shoulder pressing towards the floor. As soon as that part lifts, then you lose the stretch sensation. All right. I'm going to be looking towards my right hand. My right hand is flat on the ground with the elbow up to the sky. And then I'm going to take my right foot, right leg up and back behind. You don't have to touch the floor with the foot. You want to get into that rotation, and then you want to see, hey, has the front of my left shoulder popped away from the ground? How can I try and encourage my left shoulder to be closer to the floor? Okay, good, exactly. And then you can kind of come in and out of it. The the bent left elbow biases your pec minor. That's usually really tight for almost everybody. But if you wanted to play around with this, we can do this in a second. Let's do 3 more like this and then we'll play around. So as you can see, the front of my left shoulder is far away from the ground. If you do a lot of planks, that gets you nice and tight in the front there. Okay, bring yourself back. We're going to straighten out the left elbow now. So here. Now this left elbow straight. We've got 3 fiber directions of the pec major, which is what we're stretching with the straight arm. You can keep that elbow straight out to the side in the letter T and roll over, just see how that feels. Usually it's a little bit less intense. Good, then you bring it back. Those are the middle fibers of your pecs that you're stretching with the hand there. If you take your hand up towards the top left corner of your mat, you might feel a way more stretch. We're stretching now the lower fibers of your pec major and a bit more of your lats. And you roll over and you feel usually a different sensation. Good, and then slowly bring it back. And then if you take your arm, that same arm down towards the bottom left corner of your mat, exactly, you'd be stretching the upper fibers of the pec major, and usually for most people this is pretty chilled. So just noticing the different sensations. It's the same muscle. You choose now which one felt the best to you, where you want to stretch out, and we can go for 2 more. Okay, so which position of the left arm felt best for you, and just go back into that place. With the left arm reaching up towards the ceiling or up towards that left corner, you're also stretching muscles called your biceps brachii. You're probably familiar with the bicep curl. All right, let's take it to the other side. Right elbow out to 90 degrees. With the elbow bent, we're stretching a muscle called pec minor a lot more than the rest. Take left foot up and over. This is the moment where you realize that, shush, I should be doing this a lot more. Nice, and bring it back. Okay, let's go for 1 more with this one with the bent elbow. Don't forget to breathe. Big inhale in. Pec minor attaches onto your shoulder blade and ribs 1, 2, and 3. So it's kind of a weird thing to imagine, but it's true. Right, straighten out the arm, out a T letter shape. Right elbow extends out and roll over. Just notice the difference with the straight elbow. Good, and then roll it back. Maybe take right hand to the top right corner of the mat. Roll over. So here we're stretching lower fibers of pec major. These muscles get really tight when we sit at a desk. Just daily modern life, really. Bring it back. And then if you want to take it to the bottom right corner, you can try. Usually for most people, that's kind of doesn't really elicit much sensation. But maybe for you, it's a little different. And then pick the one that felt the best and come back in for it for 2 more. So all of these movements that we've done today is mostly shoulder stretching, shoulder mobility that can be done obviously at home. This stuff would be more like rehabilitation to avoid any kind of funky things starting to happen in the shoulders. Bringing yourself back. Let's come out of the position onto all fours. Yes, you can take a brief shell stretch here again, maybe just ending the way we started. Pressing your forehead down. You can make it an active one, pressing the ground away, or you can relax those shoulders if you like. And again, just come back to the breathing, filling the tummy, filling the lungs. Nice. And then slowly roll yourself all the way back up. And my beautiful people, we are 100% done. I think I did go over by about 10 minutes or so. I hope that's okay. Got a little bit carried away. Feel free to unmute yourself